All right, welcome everyone to the first episode of the second story arc in the All That Glitters campaign, which is the Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game. And we are continuing with the same characters and the same players, but it's going to be a totally new story and kind of mini campaign. And I think Ryan is going to recap for viewers who want to start from here. You can just start watching from here and keep going, and Ryan's going to recap the main plot points from the first story/campaign for us, and then we'll do some player introductions. So with that, I'll pass it off to Ryan.
All right. Hello and welcome to everybody watching. As Dev kind of alluded to there, you guys can start here with this one if this is your first one watching, or of course you can go back and check out the first part as well. So to give kind of the prologue, I guess it would be, for those of you who are new, or the recap for those of you who are following along. Our group managed to make a contact on the planet Besselin named Lan Jogru. And the idea was he was going to give them a job transporting some quote-unquote fine liquors around the galaxy. But unfortunately, of course, a big mess happened and Lan was killed. The law got involved, some other people got involved, turned into a real shit show for these boys. They got taken in and basically given the option of kind of death or, toe the line. So of course they decided to toe the line as long as they could and then get their own way at the end of it all. So they managed to get this load, which was not wine, but actually, or spirits, but was actually a big collection of stimulant drugs, which made our good friend, the Deveronian, quite happy. And then from there, they'd gone to this planet where there was going to be this big Gundark hunt. They're supposed to be to contact Quigri and kind of work out some details and get this spice offloaded. In the meantime, they ended up finding themselves kind of thinking about becoming part of this hunt that was happening. Big prize, cost like 10,000 credits just to get in, and they ended up crossing Maraga in kind of interesting form. One of the members of the team, who may remain nameless, decided to hack Maraga's computer system during the party, which led to its own kind of side campaign of madness, getting the law involved once again, along with stiff penalties, which may have included the breaking of 8 fingers on an individual who may or may not decide to tell you about that later. But then, as the deal got underway, it turned out that the sector ranger guy who had set this all up on the other planet was actually a kind of an ISB agent and double-crossed everybody. So he swept in and basically with about 100 different stormtroopers pulled everybody out of there other than Maraga and kind of set him off in the course into orbit with them. Luckily for the team, Maraga was pretty pissed about this whole thing and decided to spring the boys from jail. So he was able to give them enough leeway to do so, and with their own efforts and unique style, managed to free themselves. The end of the last episode was where they were actually just gone into hyperspace. So I'm going to kind of pause there if there's anything other guys want to say about any of their character development or stuff so far, or that along with their introduction. They're more than welcome to do so. Let's start with the man with the beautiful face, Mr. Dex Mardin.
Hey guys, I'm Alan. I'm once more reprising the role of Dex Mardin. Trader. That's it.
Trader or traitor?
Freudian slip.
All right, let's pass it over to the captain.
Yeah, that kind of chilled me out a little bit there. I'll be playing the captain. He's like a 2.7 meter bipedal horse, backwash, with a multiple personality. I would say disorder, but it's just this racial trait. So far, one of his main personalities has been red, slightly psychopathic, murderer. Let's not beat about the bush here. He's a pretty violent character. Maybe, you know, as the game goes on, Red might sort of get a bit more suppressed, but so far he's been living it up quite a lot. Over to the archaeologist, I think.
Okay. I play Harrison Jones, the archaeologist, Arcanian, who's trying to find the home planet of the Arcanians, which has been lost in the past. And he's been stuck in this ragtag group of murderers and drug dealers and traitors. And yeah, as you already heard, my character, yeah, that's my character. He got 8 of his fingers broken when we tried to fight our way out. Unfortunately, I got put in prison. Lots of bad stuff happening to me, and I'm on very thin ice at the moment. Other party members already made clear to me if I give out too much information to anybody, basically, I'm gone. And they've shown to the other, they've killed lots of innocents as well. So my character's just like trying to stay clear for now and just survive somehow. And then I guess last is Devin, yeah.
I don't know if Imperials count as innocents, but we'll give that a pass for now, especially when we're in their prison. But yeah, I'm Dev. I'll be playing Sekkiya Shi'bal. He's the Deveronian scoundrel, and he's most known for his fascination and addiction to spice and glitterstim and pretty much anything that he can get his hands on. Previous to the first story arc, he worked for Jabba, up until the point that Jabba was killed by one of his slaves. And Sekkiya was en route back to Jabba with a big shipment of spice at the time. And when he found out his boss was, dead and he was no longer employed, he had no one to deliver the spice to. So he kind of just kept some of it, sold the rest of it, disappeared for a few years, partied on Ryloth, and then at the beginning of the first campaign, he was trying to get back into the swing of things when all his money and drugs ran out. And through shenanigans and charm and deception, he's managed to somehow get his hands on another big shipment of drugs, which he is also hoping to keep some of and sell the rest, and see where that can take him for the next couple of years, and what things lie in store for him. So yeah, with that, let's go back to Ryan and see what is in store for us as we start the second campaign here.
All right, I'm going to take a little liberty here since we're, unless there's a particular thing you guys want to follow up. My idea would be that, after making your daring escape there from Ranger Merrick, you're able to set down kind of a backwoods, out-of-the-way planet, make contact with Maraga, in which kind of parties being as they are, made the handoff of Stim to them and a large cash payment to you guys from Maraga. Now, unless there's any particular details you want to go over that, I'm perfectly okay with jumping into the next right from the go. Any comments?
As long as he has no idea that we have his drugs. So I think it matters to Sekkiya.
Nice.
As long as Maraga doesn't mention that.
Yeah, generally he would have no reason to know that unless someone told him, like Harrison Jones, for example.
Alright, so as long as that's still in the cargo hold, and I think at the end of maybe the last episode, I think Harrison and Sekkiya were in the process of working out how they were going to skim an exact minute percentage out of every single vial or stick, and which was going to amount to Sekkiya's personal stash just before they're going to sell the rest of it. So I think probably he's done that by now as they've traveled through hyperspace to various locations.
Fair play. So the general thought would be, as you guys are out in some mid-rim world, you've kind of managed to get a couple of days where you haven't had anything crazy going down. You've probably blown through a little bit of money, upgrading a few things here, or just a little bit of R&R to kind of get over the prison sentences and what that you've kind of gone through in your time. So maybe some female companionship or whatever it is that gets you through the day. As the tri-suns settle down over the horizon for the evening, the four of you guys are sitting in a standard watering hole from across the galaxy. You'd be able to notice it anywhere. And you come to the point where you've got to start figuring out what your next move is. So I'm going to pass this over to you guys just to start thinking of what exactly it is you guys want to do with this kind of next move.
Just for sort of a little bit of narrative context on Maraga, what was his mood when we handed over Stim and all that? How did that go down?
Yeah, the scenario itself went very well. Like, his agent was pretty pleased with the results. Maraga was pretty pleased with the results, and everything kind of left as a pretty even keel kind of thing. He gave you a nice donation of about 10,000 credits that you guys can use at your own discretion kind of thing, and all debts still remain, and all basic things had continued from where they were last time, but no further incursions were given, and no further no bad blood was held on, hopefully on his side anyway. And as much as you hold, that's again for you guys to decide.
So the hacking restrictions are still.
Yes, that's correct.
Shit.
But we're not looking over our shoulder for him, sort of thing.
No. Other than perhaps Sekkiya, and that depends on how long you plan to paying
And
back.
me, since
And
I
you.
know that.
You decide to
Anyway,
do what you do.
Drax is all good though, yeah. Drax is all good.
Drax is solid.
If he's not
That's
asking
pretty
about the
fine.
drugs, then Sekkiya's not concerned about Maraga anymore.
Yeah, the reality is again, like, you guys have pulled that off of the ship kind of the last minute, along with your escape there. So it's not known unless at some point Ranger Merrick gets the word out, kind of thing.
Do I still have a debt to Maraga, or has he
Yes.
waived that?
Not the dead is-
Has he waived some portion of that for my exemplary service to him?
No, not yet.
That's not very kind of him.
You're alive, and you're not
Okay.
in
So when he gave us money,
Yeah.
I probably would have offered to let him keep my share as a down payment on my debt to him.
Okay, so you've paid back 2,000 of the debt.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. 98,000 to go.
Four people, 10,000, 2,500. Yeah.
Okay.
And just out of concern for my companions, it's been a little while since he had his fingers broken up. How's Harrison's healing progress?
It's a good question.
Very
Why
well.
don't you give me a medical check?
Would you like me to give you
Nice.
Just-
yeah.
For anybody
Well,
watching too, we have 3 black and 3 light in the Destiny pool currently.
How do I do a medical check?
Just,
Is that against standard, or do you just roll it?
Just roll it. I want to see what the successes are.
Oops, I still got my thing in there.
No worries.
That's a
One.
success and an advantage. And a black mark.
There's a weird black thing on your hand right now. I don't know what's up with that.
You've got a mole.
Yeah. So we'll say that one of his fingers is back in perfect working order. And we'll say
And the
he now
advantage
has
is he can choose which one.
Yeah, the advantage is he can choose which one.
See.
So right now your current 2 ones are your forefinger and your thumb on your right hand.
Then the forefinger on the other hand.
Okay. So now you're at least 2 fingers.
Yes. The monkey typing.
Love it. Love it. Okay.
So, I guess
Alright,
my
so-
idea would then be to go to some kind of hospital or like seek out some kind of help.
Okay. So if that's the case, then what we would say is in your R&R time, I would guess that it wouldn't be too difficult for you to get to a hospital of some sort. And the medical assistance.
Some mid-world clinic or something.
Yeah,
Help
over
me.
time. So right now you've got some bandaged hands, but you kind of got you got your kind of
The
set.
things.
At least
Yeah,
the bones are set in your hands.
Yeah, a few more days. A little bit of back to dip, and you'll be back to normal.
So I imagine we're sitting in some really run-down backwater. Even though it's a mid-world planet, we're still not going to be in a super heavily populated area just yet. I imagine we're laying low. So we're in some grungy, run-down, smoky, dark cantina, and it's smoky, it's dark, it's dirty. The tables are dirty, glasses are dirty, and we're just sitting in a corner in a booth maybe, sitting around a table together. And Sekkiya's got one arm around some worn out and somewhat unattractive pink Twi'lek, and with way entirely too much makeup on. And the other hand is he's holding a glass of Corellian whiskey, and he's just looking at the others sitting back, and he's like, "Well, I think that went rather well. We seem to have come out on top of things here. So I think the next step is to follow our original plan and maybe get paid for our special cargo. What do you guys think?"
You see me trying to drink with two hands. Like, yeah, I guess it went well. But yes, that sounds very reasonable for now.
As the gods say, we're alive, aren't we?
Yes.
You're alive, ain't you?
What doesn't kill you breaks you.
It's been triple Z for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drax is chilling back. He's joining Shi'bal on the old whiskey. He's got like a massive cigar hanging out the corner of his mouth as well. Like he's drinking the whiskey in one hand, whilst his other hand's kind of just playing with a little knife. And like if you look closely, his one eye's kind of just sort of looking off around the bar as well. Red's just toying around, sort of sizing people up and sort of running fantasy fights through his mind.
So Sekkiya sees that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, like I say, this blade, he's not, it doesn't seem to be looking at it, but it's sort of moving pretty intricately through his fingers, and every now and again it'll sort of act out a couple of little quick stab motions, and he's sort of muttering, like, dropped, dead, artery, gone. Meanwhile, the sort of captain, after you said it's time to get paid, sort of tilts his head over at you a bit, and he's like, yeah, the repairs to the ship weren't cheap. I'm eating into my savings a little bit. As much as I don't agree with spice running per se, I guess needs must as the devil drives. And just as he says that, the one eye sort of switches back round, the knife comes up. Did you call me? No. Oh, okay. Sure. And he goes back to spinning his knife again. What about you, Mr. Mardin? What do you say?
Dax he's got a glass of whiskey in front of him, but it's untouched, and he just looks on edge, and he'll just say, "What?" Like he's kind of like he was a million miles away, and the conversation that's been going on was just like not paying attention to. He's like, "What?"
Credits, man. We're talking about credits. As many of them as we can get for what's sitting in our ship right now.
Yeah,
as the captain said, the repairs weren't cheap, and he'll pause, look at Captain, and look back meaningfully at Dex and say, like, and besides, too much downtime might not be good, if you know what I mean.
I nod enthusiastically.
Yeah, as you say that, a fly lands on the table, and Red stabs it 5 times.
Strangely enough, about the same time, over by the bar, you see that there's these kind of a couple of street toughs, pretty young, probably like in their 20s. One of them is definitely a Zabrak, and the other one looks to be some kind of one of the humans anyway of the galaxy. And you can see that they're both wearing like different kind of colors, and you hear kind of one of them going, "Yeah, and that's what you get for being on our turf." And one of them pulls out a knife, and they just start kind of scruffing and brawling in there. And then you hear kind of a rough grumble out of the back, and this large Wookiee kind of stomps through into the area, gives out kind of a, and then grabs both of them, smashes both their heads together, and then throws them bodily out through the window.
Might want to put that knife away, Captain. Looks like knives aren't welcome here.
I just clap with the the things. That's what we pay for to see.
You just hear Red muttering, I've never shaved a Wookiee before.
Well, considering we're here to lie low, I don't know if this is the right time to start. But maybe just before we leave, how about that?
Okay. So just as you're spinning, and you sort of, if you say like you're supposed to be lying low, you'll just see Captain's hand come across and snatch the knife out of the air of its mid-spin, and sheaves it away. And he's like, "No, Red, time to sleep." And he's like, come on, Captain. Captain. Then you got two eyes back focused again on you. Okay, well, Red's taking a little bit of a relaxation time in the meditation room.
Ryan, have we been here long enough to notice any particular significance about either the incident or the colors of the individuals? Like
not really so much. Like your general sense of it is, you know, like you said, it's kind of a rundown kind of area, and any of these kind of mid-world but kind of out of the way places, you're going to run into your general, you know, run-of-the-mill kind of punks. You can tell that they're not part of any kind of big group or big organization. They're definitely like low-level kind of, just again like street toughs. You know what I mean? The significance of it wouldn't have been other than to kind of generally, you know, acknowledge the fact that this kind of area is going to have that kind of thing happening.
Okay.
What were the reactions of the other patrons? Was everyone just a little
nobody
up on
really
their back of
batted an
business?
eye? Yeah. Like there's, you know, basically you would have seen like for the first couple of seconds people watching what's going on, seeing that it's, you know, it's a kind of a normal occurrence, and then just kind of back to whatever they were doing. There's not very many people in this place. You know, there's probably about 4 other patrons now at this point. It's definitely like, this place is one of those places that you either go to silently drink yourself to death, or because you want a place that's out of the way that you can talk to your people. I mean,
Cool. So yeah, I sort of seeing that, we sort of just looked across. It's been a bit of a diversion for our attention for a moment. See that the Wookiee's not coming over or approaching. And so yeah, Captain turns his attention back over to Dex, and he's like, "Something seems to be troubling you. Care to share?"
That's a long story, Captain.
We got lots of time to kill.
Yeah,
A couple more
Captain,
bottles of whiskey to get through.
Yeah, Captain looks at the bottle on the table, and he's just like, "Yeah, we got some time." And pours a round of drinks out for the table.
Dax will just sigh deeply and just be like, well, I can't say I've been entirely honest with you fellas. And just
Call me
leave it hanging.
surprised. See this? See my skin? It means surprised. This is my surprised face.
You see Captain's hand going back over to the knife and then getting slapped away. Back to sleep, Red.
I'm certainly surprised. You like see the shock on my face. Like, what? People lying? No.
All right, what's your big revelation, Dex?
Now's not the time. But yeah, needless to say, I'm not exactly enthralled about being in this. And he looks around establishment, or this place for that matter.
Wow, this is just a stepping stone, a stopping over point for us. This is definitely not where I intend to end up either. I got way bigger dreams than this.
If you're gonna lie low life's the way to go.
Well, next thing we need is a buyer. So, Dex, I mean, you're the intergalactic trader here in our group. So, any leads on who might want some of this product? I'd prefer to just sell it all at once, get a big payday.
Yeah, to be honest, this kind of merchandise isn't stuff that I've really dealt with in the past. It's my contacts. It's a specialty item. I don't know how easy it's going to be able to shift. You know, maybe your contacts with like the Hutts, more criminal elements, you might have better success.
Yeah, I mean, we can always go through standard routes. I could always look into some other syndicate activities or whatever. Black Sun, see what's going, see if they want some of this.
Wait a sec, let me make a call, and like Dex will get up and walk out the bar.
Yeah, as he's doing that, Captain will be like, I mean, if we could sell it, the further away we can get from Merrick, the better as well. I wouldn't mind a bit of cool time. Don't want to be seeing that guy again.
Yeah, we definitely want to get out of his sector and away from his sector. Mr. Sector Ranger asshole. But, yeah, I'm hoping he blew up with his ship. I think that's too much to ask for, though.
Force is strong with that one.
Force. Sekkiya just snicker. Force. Whatever. And then
we all have a little laugh at that one.
Yes.
yeah, fuck the Force. What's the Force ever done for us? And then he'll just down his rest of his glass in one shot, and he'll wave it at the Twi'lek that's sitting next to him, and she'll already know that she should pour the next glass for him right away. And she'll just smile at him, and it just looks hideous in his drunken haze. And then he'll just keep drinking and wait for Dex to come back with some good news.
Keep drinking till she's pretty.
She's getting prettier by the minute.
Still gonna take a lot of time.
It is going to take probably like we're going to have to get into that third bottle.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not drinking alcohol. I just sit there and drink my tea somehow in the hopes of getting healthy.
Roll a Constitution check. You're drinking water in a place like this. That's a dangerous thing.
No, tea. Hot tea brewed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, fair. We'll let it go.
So
All
Ryan,
right,
can I do some kind of underworld check or whatever to maybe see if I can think of somebody through my networks, either past or present?
Certainly.
Because I think Sekkiya would have at least some basic starting point of where he could go and talk to people, right?
A knowledge check, you say?
Just even, it doesn't have to be like a person. It could be a location where buyers might be, or that kind of thing. So,
can I check my network as well?
You mean the network?
I'm just saying it's a knowledge check. That's all I'm saying here.
Okay, I'm gonna flip through
Actually,
this.
while he's doing that, Drax will sort of look over towards Harrison as well, and he's like, "And you, Mr. Jones, have you had any more leads on these artifacts you've been chasing?"
Well, we didn't find any on the planet since we didn't have time to. So not really, no. And I didn't find any useful contacts yet, but I mean, if we continue dealing with these lowlifes, at some point there's gonna be somebody who knows something. Yeah.
Can I get a boost for that, Ryan, for being a actual spice runner and
That's fair.
career drug dealer?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the difficulty, by the way?
Oh yeah, I didn't roll difficulties. What's the difficulty, Ryan?
Just a standard.
Okay, 1?
Yeah.
2? 1?
Just one.
Okay.
1 purple. Okay, I'll check my network then as well.
4 successes. I have some ideas.
Me too.
Nice. Very nice. So, you're kind of thinking, and let me just take a quick look here. You're having some thoughts. You're like, there's some places, there's some people, and you decide there's kind of two different avenues that you've got off the top of your head. One of them is, you got it from the Hutts, so you're not going to be able to give it back to the Hutts.
Yeah, that's obvious.
So the easiest answer that you can come up with off the top of your head is, if I want to get rid of it to another syndicate that can then distribute it, Black Sun is the way to go.
Okay.
And the other thing you figure is that the other option you had is you can make your way out to the Outer Rim and make it to one of the big black market worlds. And then you can try to make an underground deal kind of thing there. And again, move it as a bulk thing. Your guess in terms of the value would be, again, that it's probably going to turn out to be more money on the black market if you get lucky. But the danger is, of course, when dealing with the Black Sun, is you're dealing with the Black Sun.
Mm-hmm. There's strings attached.
Black Sun.
Okay, so I'm going to basically relate that to the guys and say, we can take this to the Black Sun, but then, we're getting involved with another organization that might also want shit from us, and I'm getting pretty tired of jumping around to other people's strings. So, the other option is we can just take this to a standard issue Outer Rim black market and try to find a local buyer there who can move the product for us. It might take longer, but it's a little bit safer for us in the long run.
Okay, while you guys are discussing that for a minute, let's go to Dex. Dex, did you want to play out this call you were making? Or is it going to happen off screen?
No, no, it's fine.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so then you guys are in the thing talking about the possibilities um, of getting yourselves kind of moved about. About 5 minutes into this conversation that you guys are having, you start to hear kind of a little bit of a ruckus kind of from outside. Two of the people actually stand up from their chairs, look a little bit kind of shady, and then they slide off and out the door. And after another minute or so, the Wookiee, he gets up again, and he makes his way to the doorway as well.
What direction or distance can we hear on that noise, do you think?
So again, you probably sound like a couple of blocks off, and it's kind of like a rumble.
Are we the only people left in here?
There are two other people, the bartender and one person at the bar besides the Wookiee that now moved to the doorway.
Drax calls over to the bartender. He's like, "Barkeep, what's that noise? Seems to be shaking a few people up around here."
He's got his, he's wiping the thing. He's like, probably another patrol.
Kind of patrol.
And he puts his hand down on the bar, and you see kind of bouncing a little bit with the glass. He sets a cup down, and he's like, the AT kind of patrol.
Well, isn't that just fucking great? Even this backwater hole, we still have to deal with Imperials.
Those bastards are everywhere. And he kind of looks around real quick as he says bastards.
Outer remedies.
AT patrol. AT?
Possibly. He wasn't clear in that.
And
Are you asking him
his
that
back
question?
for us.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Drax will say that in character, like, is it AT? AT?
He's like, they're little cousins. This is a city. I wouldn't want to bring an AT in this area. He's like, he kind of stops again, he listens. He's like, yeah, I judged that there's about 3 working a wave patrol this way. Happens every couple of weeks or so. There's a base out in the west end that, I don't know what they're up to, but, Imperials. Stay out of their way. Doesn't cause any problems. You can see him kind of take a glance over to the 2 tables the 2 guys that had left and be like, some people feel it's just better not to be in their way. Other people, and he kind of gives a head nod over to the guy who's sitting at the bar with him and saying, don't give a shit.
Are they likely to come in here and ask questions? We don't like questions. They make us thirsty, and we just like to drink without questions.
He kind of chuckles and he says, well, you never can tell with these boys. Sometimes they'll stop and ask a question. Sometimes they'll stop and wipe out a house.
I'll find my way to the restroom now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass a look to the other guys and be like, might be time to collect decks and maybe get back to our ship. What do you guys think?
Yeah. The captain polishes off his drink and grabs the bottle. And is like, yeah, we don't want any more trouble at the moment.
Can everybody give me a standard perception check, please? Standard difficulty 2 purple.
Sure.
Three successes and a threat.
4 successes. I can see the unseen things.
Ignore my
Or
first
hear the
roll.
unheard things.
All right. So, the first thing that you notice as you're standing up, Sekkiya, because you're kind of generally keeping an eye on things as soon as the word Imperials comes up and questions and things like that. But you notice that on the table, right next to Dex's whiskey, is his comlink. So Dex has no comlink on him. And the other 2 guys, the thing that you notice, you're kind of focused more externally. And you notice that the Wookiee who was at the doorway is now gone. In the conversation that you had been having with the bartender, the Wookiee is now gone.
I'm going to turn to Captain. and Harrison as soon as I have that observation. And I'm going to pick up that comm link, twirl it around my hand, pocket it, and I'm going to say, it's time to go, boys. Now. We're going the back way.
Yep.
And I'll shove off the Twilight girl and slap her in the ass on the way by as she goes. And I'll hand over some credits for the bartender and say, give this to him. Just nod like this. And when the bartender looks over, I'll say, we weren't here.
Yeah, he kind of chuckles and cleans a glass. He says, they never are.
All right, you got a back way out of here?
He's like, kind of points back where the Wookiee had come out before. He's like, there's an office down there. I wouldn't call it a back way out, but there's a window that'll move.
All
right. Which way did Dex go when he went to make a call?
Dex went out the front door. Same way the two guys had gone, and the same way the Wookiee went.
Guys, I got a lot of finely honed survival instincts that have got me through a lot of shit in my time, and there's fire alarms ringing right now. So I'm leaving, and I suggest you guys come with me, because we got to get out of here right now.
And within game, freeze time for a moment. Looking at that comm link, would that be a sort of general means of communication, or is that only inter-party?
A little bit of both.
So that would be used making.
I imagine.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, to make external, but it's generally set to internal comms.
Yeah, it's like a Star Wars cell phone. I mean, if you access the local network, you can probably make longer range stuff.
So if someone was going to make a call, they would use the comlink generally.
Yeah.
So while we are,
sorry. Go ahead.
I certainly would. I agree with this. And while we're walking away, I would like to start using my very few available fingers to just use or listen on to the call of. Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna pass the comm link, Dex's comm link to Harrison. I'm gonna say, can you check this out and see what kind of calls were made recently?
Yeah, exactly. That's
okay. So yeah, you kind of connect it to your tablet kind of thing. And
as we're walking,
first thing you notice is that there's a voicemail on there. There's kind of a message waiting on it.
Okay, so as we're walking,
I click play. I click play while we're walking and listen to it.
Yeah,
okay.
Drax will take point and sort of get into the door and get into the back room and start trying to jimmy the windows open and clear a bit of space.
So you notice that
holding the phone.
It runs super smooth. You know what I mean? It looks like it's been used about 1 million times for this exact purpose. At the time, we'll let you kind of work on that for a second. But I'm gonna jump over to Alan and I'm gonna have him narrate what's on the voicemail.
Alright, cool. So yeah, just tell me when you fellas are in a position to listen to it. Are you playing it as you walk down the street? Is it
yeah,
on
it's on speaker.
Is it one person listening?
Captain's opening up the back door, and while he's doing that, Harrison's got the phone on speaker and he's playing the message.
Oh, actually, I'm listening like this because it's like background noise, I guess. Unless it's really quiet, then I would put it on speaker. But
I think you just can. You can just put it on audio, right?
Yeah, the option is there. It's up to you.
It's up to you if you do it or not.
Yeah, if it's quiet enough that everybody can hear it without problem, then of course.
Okay, hey fellas, it's me, Dex. As if you're listening to this, well, you probably found out that I haven't exactly been truthful with all of you. Truth is, I can't go into it right now. However, I've got a lot of heat at my back right now, and I don't want to draw it to you guys, so I'm making my own way for a little while. But keep hold of this comm link. It's got a tracking device in it. I'll be able to meet up with you guys when I've managed to lose the heat that's on my tail, but I don't want to draw them to you or any kind of business operations that are going on, so you haven't seen the last of me. But right now, things are too hot. Take it easy, Dex.
Damn.
What the hell kind of shit did he get himself into? I mean, 500 stormtroopers, an Imperial prison on a starship, being wanted by the Hutts. That's not enough heat. This is worse than that he can't even talk to us about it.
Hence the damn. Oh shit.
So you guys hear this kind of message as the captain gets the window open. It leads out into this kind of back alley area. It's pretty gungy. There's definitely street slops running
There's
around back there.
liquid waste. Like
Yes.
it's leaking from bags and garbage on the street. We're
Exactly.
stepping in it.
Exactly.
I have very good imagination for grunge.
Nice. There's a small river of it back there. Yeah. If somebody falls when they're going out the window, it's not going to be a good plan for them. Let's put it that way.
You'll be burning your clothes, not washing them.
Yeah. So the area you find yourself in, excuse me, you can hear that probably about 2 blocks away. There's the kind of dull thud of an ATST moving through the area. You can catch the odd kind of staccato feeling of maybe 1 or 2 other ones that are making this general thing. Looking down this alleyway, you know that the one way goes towards where the stormtroopers are coming, where the ATSTs are coming, and down the other way leads kind of further into the city. Depending on where your destination that you have in mind, or if there's anywhere you want to hide or things like that, I can give you more information about the area.
Well, I'm gonna turn to the others and be like, so where do you think he went? Do you think he went back to the ship?
No.
Is he gonna take off with the ship, or is he gonna go somewhere else?
I don't think so.
Right out of here?
Yeah,
I don't think he wants to be tracked, so I don't think he would go back to the ship.
Yeah, Drax is like, yeah, he's not taking the ship. Don't worry about that.
And you'll see Sekkiya's like visible relief. That had nothing to do with Dex. Okay, well that's that's good. That's good. I just wanted to be sure.
But I was just saying
we should go there.
Yeah, Drax is like, but wherever he's going, I'm pretty sure it's away from that sound, as we should be too. And we're sort of wherever that sound's coming from, I'm gonna head in the opposite direction for now.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any
We're
destination in
gonna
mind?
try to help him.
Do you have any destination in mind?
No,
Are you looking for like an office
Yeah,
building?
I guess at the moment we're trying to get back
to the spaceport.
to the ship.
When the shit hits the fan, we go back to the ship.
All right.
We're fine to take the long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's basically what you're figuring you're going to have to do is like from where you are now, the direction you're going is going to lead into kind of the market district, and then you're going to have to sweep around through kind of a business district in order to get back around kind of into the more the residential areas before you can make it to the spaceport again.
Uh-oh. Onward at a brisk pace.
Does it look like other people are kind of hiding out, or does it look like aside
It's pretty, yeah, like
from
generally
business as usual?
Yeah, you can see that there's kind of a half-half scenario going on. Like even down the alleyway, you can see towards the commerce area. You see the occasional person like slipping off and kind of disappearing into the shadows, and the rest you see just like the dull trudge of everyday kind of life going on.
All right, so it looks like we don't have to necessarily sneak around just yet. We can just kind of walk briskly in a direction, act normal, and just get the fuck out.
So you guys, are making this kind of brisk walk towards the towards the commercial area, and as you kind of enter into this kind of big marketplace area that normally would be pretty full of people, you see now that it's fairly empty. Like on a good day, this probably sees about like 5,000 people kind of thing, and right now you're looking at probably like 30. But these people are just acting like it's everyday normal stuff, with everything going on. But throughout the crowd, we figure that there's like a different kind of vibe going on. You know what I mean? And in this vibe, you see that there's the occasional kind of Imperial kind of trooper, like an army officer, kind of walking around, and you see he's got a data pad, and with the data pad, he's kind of showing it to the occasional person who gives it the blank-eyed stare, shake of the head, and kind of wanders off again. Yeah.
I would like to access his data pad while we're walking past.
That's going to require a physical connection.
Yeah, I don't think you have those talents yet.
Yeah, then no.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can kind of guess who he's looking for, right?
Yep.
He's either looking for us or Dex.
Yeah, I would think I would agree with that assessment. So I would like to try to change the picture, but probably not very likely since I have to manually access it. Yeah.
Do you suggest that to us?
Like, just saying, yeah. If you get me like a minute with that thing, I can probably make it look a little bit different.
I'll turn to Captain. I'll say, what do you think? Should we help a brother out and give him a better head start than what he's got right now? Maybe Harrison can screw up their search patterns.
Yeah, cool. Drax just nods. So Ryan, so just looking around in the immediate vicinity, we can see. Is it just one stormtrooper sort of close by with a pad?
He's not even a stormtrooper. He's just like the general army officer, gray uniform with the old short beak hat kind of thing on. And he's generally like, it looks like he's not like a part of a patrol or any of that. It looks like he's literally just kind of one guy going around. The patrol is kind of generally circling around, kind of back to your left kind of thing. It's not going to come through this marketplace. So this guy is either a part of that but different or completely separate. You're not really sure.
Cool.
So I tell the others, get me that pad for a minute and distract him while I'm playing around on it.
And
That's the.
And I'll clap the giant horse on the shoulder and say, like, when it comes to distraction, it's your speciality, buddy.
Yeah. So like, I'd like to sort of look around. What's sort of in the vicinity nearby, within like sort of 20 meters of the guy?
Yeah. So you're looking at kind of a general kind of open air market. Like there'll be everything from the stalls to like the mix between the old and new kind of. There's repulsor sleds around with kind of goods on them, and boxes and crates and things like that, or like can't think of the word for them right now, like not the like kimchi jar, for example, things like that. And then there'll be other ones where there's just like piles of fruit, or there'll be other places where there'll be like meat hanging down, or this guy's got random tech scattered across a table, that kind of thing. So there's a number of these different kind of things that depending on your timing, you could manage to use either to your advantage or to anything, kind of depending how you want to run it.
So I'll say, I'm sure you got this covered, Captain. But just in case you need me, I got you covered. And I'm gonna kind of like jump behind one of the stalls, and I'm gonna like duck down, and just like my horns are sticking up over the stall.
Cool. So I think I said I picked up that bottle of whiskey before, and yeah. So I'll sort of start swigging from that as I walk over. I want to get within about 5 meters, around about 5 meters of that guy. And what's the nearest? Give me
two Drax lengths.
Yeah, I take 2 steps. So what's the nearest sort of store? Give me a store which is nearby that one.
Yeah, let's go with the random tech shop. Like he's got everything from scrap metal to up to things like like projector boxes and things like that.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, I go over. Still drinking as I get there. I'm sort of looking around, and yeah, Drax will be like, "So, what have you got to stop the electricity?"
He's like, "Stop the electricity? What do you mean?"
All the static. I want all the static and the buzzing to stop.
He kind of like backs up a little bit, looking up at you. And at this point, he's kind of, I might have to check the back for that.
I'd like to do an intimidation check at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm gonna slam the whiskey bottle down on the table and just give me the goddamn box.
So as you do that, of course, the Imperial officer takes note of it and starts to make his kind of slide over to your direction. And the other guy, let's give me just against a 2, so you got the thing with 2 advantages. So you're going to intimidate him. What are your advantages?
The advantage is he's going to pass me just a random artifact near him. Anything he's got on hand.
So he reaches down and he picks up what actually looks to be a broken lightsaber. And he's just kind of holding it out to you, like you can hear the rattling of things inside, like.
So yeah, I'll try holding it to my head. And he clenching his teeth, the lips rolling back over his really like quite large teeth.
Yeah.
And he's gonna lean across to the guy and sort of just grab him by the collar and it's just like, what shit are you trying to pull? Are you working for them? Give me what I need to stop the buzzing! And slams it down, a few artifacts falling off the table. And can I take that other advantage just to get the guy to squeal?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty realistic moment. If your perception is high enough, you might notice that there's a liquid running down his leg at this point. A pool forming on the floor. By about this time, too, the Imperial officer is about 2 meters away from you, and you can see that he's raising his hand just about to say something to you. So if you wanted to do an action before he says something, now would be the time. Otherwise, he's about to say something.
Cool. My action will be, just as I'm sort of doing that one, I'll be sort of I'll grab another couple of random objects nearby, and as he turns around, I'm going to like try and thrust one of these things into his hand.
Nice. So you pick up what's obviously like a strange thing, because it's a metal book, and it's actually like an etched porn. So you hand this thing to him, and it's like this etching and like a metal scrap of like porn book kind of thing. So he looks at it, he's like, sir,
is this gonna stop the buzzing? What do you think?
You're going to have to stop causing a disturbance here, sir, or we're going to take you in.
So as he's doing that one, I'm like, oh, no, wait, this one. And I'll start trying to just foist more like random objects towards him.
He's like, sir, you're disturbing the peace here. Cease and desist. Your kind are nothing but trouble. Move along.
Is there a lot of people close to him right now? Like, is there a lot of hustle and bustle?
No. Remember, there's not. It's really empty. Yeah, especially now that there's this 2.7 meter guy freaking out and an Imperial officer standing nearby.
Okay.
Almost everybody is.
The horns are going to stay where they are then, behind the market stone.
Is he still holding the
Yeah, he's still holding on that. This kind of, for you, it was kind of just like a throwaway item. For him, it's probably like about 40, 50 pounds kind of thing. So he's holding on to this thick chunk of metal.
Is he not holding a data pad anymore?
No, he would have.
Yeah,
he'd be a holster kind of thing on his side.
Cool. So I'd like to sort of grab anything which looks sort of data paddy sized from the mark, and I'll try and do a little sleight of hand, sort of like have the bottle, stumble into him a little bit, and see if I can hitch for pad.
Okay, that's going to be a pretty tough one.
I'm flipping.
That's what I was going to try to do.
Yeah.
Flip.
Swipe it from. If you want to just punch him in the head, then I can try to swipe it from him.
So he's got a discipline of 3, so you're going to have to roll against the 3.
Okay. And what am I rolling there?
Probably
Can you
skullduggery, I guess.
Can I roll coordination?
Let's let Destiny figure it out. Roll me a Destiny. If it's white, you can do it. If it's black, you can't.
Okay.
See how good your Destiny is.
Oops.
Black.
Black. So no, you can't use coordination.
Okay. I'll use my what's the name? Skullduggery. That's only
You feel the disturbance.
Skullduggery,
Cool. So I'll take 1 strain to upgrade it a little bit. So I usually roll 2 green, but I'll roll 2 yellow.
I'll give you a boost for the fact. We'll let you reroll. I'll give you a boost for the fact that you have set this up as kind of a scenario. You're not just kind of going straight in, straight out kind of deal.
Cool. All right. Let's try that again. Nope.
Worse.
So you kind of do this stumble into this guy, and like you think you're being quite kind of tricky about this, but basically he's holding onto this book, and he sees this kind of massive arm about the size of his leg Gonna knock the data pad off of his leg and put this chunk of scrap metal into it. And he kind of looks down at that for a second, and then he looks up at you, and he looks back down again for a second, and he's like, and he draws his gun. So, initiative.
For everyone.
Can I shoot him?
That's up to you.
How far away is the patrol? Like, do we think they're just around the corner? Or?
No, like they're a couple blocks away. Like they're moving along. Like they're not coming to this particular area now. Like you've kind of circled around them a little bit.
What do we roll for initiative again?
In this case, it'll be your cool.
Would this be? Wouldn't it be discipline because it's not a trap?
That's
sorry. Vigilance is when
cool or vigilance, yeah.
I have it right.
Cool if you expect it, and vigilance
Yeah,
if
cool
it's a
if cool
surprise.
if you don't expect it. Cool if you expect it. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think it's very much of a surprise to you at this point.
Yeah.
Seeing as he looked
I
at
think
you.
we all expected it.
Beep boop beep. One success.
Okay. Let's double check his.
4 successes and an advantage. I'm
Okay.
definitely going to shoot this guy.
One advantage. My advantage is I didn't spill my whiskey.
Yeah, the drink has not fallen.
I just want to get that data tab. That's all I want for
Nice.
Christmas.
All right, good stuff. All right, so technically it's a PC, or in case if you want to go with the order, it would be Sekkiya.
What do you think, guys? I can shoot him pretty well. If you guys don't mind me shooting him.
Yeah,
Do a
go
pretty
for
good
it.
job of it. Okay, what's the difficulty, Ryan, for shooting him from nearby, just behind a market stall?
Yeah, you're in close range, so you can just do against one.
I just put the gun in his back and tell him to drop it. No? Do we actually have to kill him?
That's too
Have
much.
to, want to.
Wait, I've been drinking. My adrenaline's going. Dex is gone. I don't know what the fuck's going on right now. Somebody just drew a gun on one of my last remaining comrades here. There's only 2 of you guys left. So I've already got Mary and Jane out, and just gonna put them on the market stall and doom. So let's see how that goes. So I'm gonna use a quick strike because I'm going before him.
Mm-hmm.
So I get 2 bonuses for that, 2 boosts,
Nice.
and that is 2 successes, 2 advantages, and a triumph for shooting both weapons at the same time.
Awesome.
So that's gonna be
Wrecked.
yeah, that's gonna be like that's gonna be 18 damage
Whoosh.
combined.
He drops. Like a ton of scrap metal.
Does he at least go
antique
flying
dealer
into
shop.
like a pile of fruit or something? Does he get knocked off his feet?
No, he literally just drops. Like
Okay.
both shots go right through him, and
Yeah.
probably ricochet off some of the metal kind of thing, and he just goes zoom, zoom.
And then like the 2 guns pull back down behind the market cart, and the red head goes down, and just the horns are up again. And you hear someone whispering, "Get the data pad!"
The proprietor of the antique shop has also vanished by this point.
That's
You are
just as
currently
well.
in
Drax
kind of
was
a
about
bubble.
to say hello to him.
Yeah, you're in about a bubble of about like 30, 40 feet now where you see no other life. Perhaps the back of the data pad further along.
Yeah. So Drax hears somebody whispering, "Get the data pad," and
Where
picks up
there's
the data
two
pad.
twin gun smoke coming from behind a market stall.
Nice.
And yes, I try to get the data pad as soon as possible. Before the horse.
And I guess as we're picking up the pad, we're walking, we're moving,
Yeah,
we're hustling.
Okay.
we're
So I'm
moving.
going to take a pause right there for a quick second, and I'm going to jump over to Dex.
Cool. I'm really curious what Dex is doing. I'm so curious. I'm gonna get more beer.
Dex, you're muted.
I'm not saying anything. I'm waiting for you to tell me what's up.
Okay. So you can now hear the sound of ATSTs moving along in the general vicinity of where you are. Though it seems that they're on like a straight linear pattern at this point. You know, you're probably now about 2 or 3 kilometers away from the place that you started, and you notice that in front of you, you're approaching a shop, and I'm not sure if you told the others or not, but you've been to this planet before. I mean, this is not an unusual place for you, and as you look at the shop in front of you, it's kind of an old, run-downy kind of auto repair shop thing. And above the door, there's a sign that says "Clicks and Clacks." And in the interior, you see the occasional kind of blast of like an arc welder and that kind of thing going off, as there's a couple of people that have been working in there.
Okay, I'm going to go into like is there like a desk with like a receptionist or something?
Yeah. There's like a small counter in there where somebody's kind of taking in people alongside the kind of big bays that are half shut kind of thing as they're working on different machines and whatnot.
Okay, I'm going to go up to the receptionist type thing and just say it's another hot day in Tatooine.
And at that, the receptionist, who's kind of a smaller Gand, just kind of stumbles back a couple of steps, and he's like, "And the metal on Coruscant is very expensive these days."
Dax will just nod his head in satisfaction.
He's shocked at kind of hearing that, and then he sets down a key on top of the desk, and you can see that he immediately after setting down the key, he kind of click clack on the type, like on the kind of typing thing, and then he walks away.
Okay, Dex will pick up the key. Is there any kind of markings on it?
So you pick up the key, and you notice that there's the number 74 on the key. And looking around the room, you see that there are kind of a number of different kind of alcoves and toolboxes and just random stuff that you'd find in any auto shop. And as you're kind of making the general turn and things, you notice that there's a kind of a black toolbox off in one of the corners, and there's a little plate on the right hand corner of it that has the number 74 on.
Okay, Dex will just kind of glance around left and right, make sure he's not being overtly watched, and he'll walk up to the toolbox and open it.
So as you set the key into the box and turn it, you hear probably about 7 different clicks. You know what I mean? It's like and each kind of like a toolbox, each kind of thing goes pop, 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 and 7 different drawers open up. So they all open up kind of simultaneously. So the top one opens first, and you look inside there, and you can see that there's a small, even like a smaller than you've probably ever seen, about a quarter of a normal sized data pad.
Yeah, I'll basically I'll put. I know what's in the boxes and each various levels.
Yeah.
I put the stuff there myself personally, so I'm gonna withdraw everything, and yeah, basically, I'll empty out all the credentials, the credits, the IDs, and I'll lock up the toolbox when I'm done. Walk
All right,
back
so
over. Okay.
As you walk back over to the reception desk, you can see that in the other room, one of the arc welders is turned off, and there's a guy. Can't remember the race, what it's called. It's not the Twi'lek, but it's the one that has like also the head.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And he comes. Basically, he starts walking out the thing, and he lifts up the kind of welder's mask, and he's got this big shit-eating grin on his face, and he's like, "Oh, wow! Now there's a face I thought I would never see again, or particularly want to." And he kind of chuckles. And
Dex just like stone face him and just say yeah, the feeling's mutual. And then he'll just break out into a huge grin and like clap him on the shoulder and give him a hug.
And he's like, "Wow, Elias, I never thought we'd see you here again. But now that you come back and the key's been activated, I got to tell you, we had a bit of a pool going as to if you'd ever come back here. But everything's ready. The ship says you left it. It's full. Everything's there."
Yeah, well, look, it's just a temporary measure. I'll be back again in the not too distant future, but right now I can feel the heat like just around the corner, and the people that I've been associating myself with these days, they're up to some stuff that really should be kept quiet, and I don't want to attract any undue attention to them.
Hey, you don't need to tell me, brother. I've been where you are. I've been you. Almost literally. And he laughs.
Yeah. Well, anyway, look after this for me, and I'll like thrust my blast. I'll unsling my blaster rifle from my shoulder, so you keep hold of that, and keep hold of the key. You haven't heard the last of Dex, Mardin. He'll be back.
He nods and says, "Don't worry about anything. We'll have a new place all set up for you next time." And it's like, next time, look for a sign. It's called Slurves. Now that you've been here, we'll have to move. We, got to keep the protocols.
Yeah, sorry about that. You're a good
No,
man,
no,
Charlie.
hey, you know how it is, man. I like to see the world. It's all good.
Anyway, you say hi to that beautiful sister of yours for me.
I'm not even going to tell her you were here. I don't want to even get into that.
Yeah, we didn't leave on the best terms, eh? All right. Thanks again, brother.
No problem. We'll see you in the future.
You betcha.
And he just kind of basically just walks straight past you towards the reception desk. And you can see he kind of types in another thing. And there's a little kind of light that flashes in the corner. And then suddenly all the machinery turns off. Everybody in the place stands up and just starts walking indoors.
Northland. I think that's the race. It's something like that, isn't it? Northland?
Could be. I can't remember. But I'm with you. All right. Anything else you want to do before we go back to the others?
No, I'll make my way to the ship, check my credentials are all in order, make sure I've got my credits lined up, and still got me blaster pistols and me bits and bobs. So yeah. But like he'll just like look around and smell the air one more time, and like with a look of regret, like close the door on his ship, and that'll be that.
All right. Okay, so let's jump back to the other guys. And you now have control of this data pad.
Whoop whoop. I check what the picture is that there. Who's on the?
All right, give me a perception check.
Like really? I'm just looking at the screen, but okay.
Yep.
Oh god. There we go.
Just the standard.
Oh, against something.
Against 2.
There you go. A failure but advantage.
All right. So you look at the pad. The face is there, and there's something that's getting you about it, but you're not sure what it is. There's definitely one person's face on the pad, and what might be confusing you more than anything is the name that's on this kind of picture, and the name is Elias Hawk.
So I don't know that name.
Yeah, it doesn't ring any bells to you.
I'll just give it to the others then, like, hey guys, check this out.
All right, you guys want to run a perception as well?
Sure. Against 2, right?
Yep.
I'm flipping.
Nice.
That's 3 successes and an automatic advantage.
Nice. So the other guys look at this picture and they're kind of like, yeah, some guy. But you know, probably out of the whole group, you have spent the most time with Mr. Dex Mardin. And
Like the big mustache on the mugshot.
It's throwing them off completely. Yeah. And so
it's like Clark Kent. He's got glasses on, so nobody recognizes him.
Yeah, exactly. You're the only one that can kind of put the dots together. Like, even though it was kind of what you expected to see, like the other two kind of expected it as well, but they just couldn't catch the similarities. But there's just enough kind of in the eyes and in the kind of the smirk on this picture that you're like, that's fucking Dex right there.
Okay, is it a younger picture of him or something like that?
Much younger, and this person is in kind of an Imperial uniform.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, like, the reason I recognize it is because Dex and I have gotten shit-faced together so many times. I've seen him just completely, utterly shit-faced, and I can see like that same kind of like youthful look, like just when we're joking around, we're drunken, we're just doing whatever, and that's how I can recognize him. I can see like the young face again, so just same kind of expression, but not like goofing around. Just I could catch like that youthful look that I see sometimes when he lets his guard down. So I see that, and I see the Imperial uniform, and
so further on in the thing, like, it's not just the photo; it's kind of like it's almost like a record page to me. But think to any like kind of CIA movie you've ever seen, and this has got Imperial redactions like coming out the yin yang. Like, you see like kind of an Imperial star date, and then you'll have like just this like 12 lines of redacted information. And then you'll see like was deployed to, and then you'll see big redactions. And you'll see like court-martialed for, big redactions. And you just kind of get just these little kind of hints and clues as to what's going on there.
Given that Drax used to be like covert ops way back in the day, like sort of what kind of level would he sort of put this guy at? Sort of what kind of?
Okay, why don't you give me a knowledge? What would the knowledge one be? Knowledge.
Warfare? Oh, it doesn't really matter. All my stuff's the same anyway.
Yeah, well, actually, that would work out. Knowledge warfare.
Cool. Can I grab a boost on that? Because I've had a past experience.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. That's something Sekkiya knows about.
Nice. So, you're kind of, yeah.
Sekkiya sees that, and just before he passes it to Drax, for Drax to take a look at it and do his thing, he'll just say, like, just shake his head and he'll say, well, it looks like he wasn't kidding when he says he was enjoying the Imperial life briefly there on that Star Destroyer. Looks like the shoe fits too well.
So as you say that, and as Drax looks at it, Drax, you're not able to tell anything specific, like unit-wise, but one of the things that you notice in the picture right away are the metals. Like, you see the kind of bars of metals across there. And a couple of them you recognize as things like, like Hutt, and you recognize something like Yavin. And you see some of these like really crazy places that were kind of hugely instrumental in kind of the Empire's rise. I mean, like, you don't recognize even all of them yourself, but from your experience, like, you've seen kind of both sides of the coin there, and you know some of these places are pretty big. But what's kind of interesting too is, because you're a covert ops in the past, you notice that each of these has a black bar through them, which to you signifies that there's no record of that person ever being at that location. So even though he's got the distinction for it, there's no actual record of it.
So Drax is just like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what his history is, but whatever he was up to, he was in deep and in dark.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wasn't that Sector Ranger Merrick guy? Wasn't he like secretly ISB or whatever? Imperial, like, spook of some kind? How come he didn't recognize Dex, if Dex is so high up the Imperial's ass? What happened there?
These guys spook the spooks.
He's so deep inside. Eat that.
Came out the other side. Anyway. Wow.
Yes.
Did you ever notice that Ranger Merrick and Dex were never in the same room at the same time?
I think you were when we got arrested.
They're the same person.
They would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you damn kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dex just kept going off to the bathroom every time Eric's coming. His
Yeah,
fate
I
was
should've thought of that.
slightly sloping off to the left or like peeling away.
Nice. And the white wireframe glasses, right?
Well, if he's this, I don't know what you know. I don't know what all this military mumbo jumbo is in all these places. I mean we all know like where there are big battles and shit, because you know where there's war there's profit, and you know we know to stay away from certain places too. But I mean, it looks like he can take care of himself. So what's he doing running with us?
I guess we'll hand the pad back over to Jones and be like, anything else in there you can find? How far has this net been cast?
Beep, boop, boop. Let's see.
Nice.
Should I do something?
Why you people
Yeah, give me a computers check. It's not going to be a really difficult one, just a standard one. You're going to be basically looking to, as kind of Drax said, unless there's something different you want to find, you're basically just checking to see where
There's
this
more
file is
information,
originated
yeah.
from and where it's going to, kind of thing, who's got it.
Should be fine, yeah. There we go.
So in looking at this, you can see that this particular kind of snatch and grab order has made its way across pretty much the inner and mid worlds. Like it is on. If there's a Imperial terminal anywhere in the systems, this is on it. Can you give me now a hard computers check?
Meaning against 3?
Sorry, daunting 4. I'm going to flip on this one. So
Bring
3
it.
purple, yeah, 3 purple and red.
Don't you have like 6 intelligence now?
Yes. No!
Whoa! First
I rolled shit.
Right.
First ever computer's failure.
Should've
Everyone,
seen
viewers at home, this is a historic moment.
Look at the
So
dice.
2
No.
campaigns.
Nice. So you're in kind of tracing down the origin of this file, like where it first entered the network. You can't find. But the advantage is that you're able, unless you have a better one, you're able to track down kind of a general area of where it first came out. And the thing that seems to come up on in a way is Endor.
Mhm. I
So
relay
it's not
this information to
the
the others.
It's not the origin, but it's kind of early in the chain. It's about as far back as you can get. And you can tell there's more to it, but that seems to be one of the direct points before it's split, kind of thing. Into
Okay. Yeah, I tell the others. Yeah, this is somehow linked to Endor. Somebody spread the information through there. I don't know where it originates, but it definitely came through it. You can
Endor.
see it. I've seen some
bunch of furry
photoshops
tree
in my
huggers?
time.
What do they have to do with Imperial spooks?
I can't. I wouldn't know. I can just tell you what I see here. That's all.
Anyway, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We're lingering too long here while this is all going on. If they're gonna do this kind of, if they're looking for someone like this, then it's not a casual search. They're gonna do a pretty thorough look. If they think he's here and they want him that bad, then they're gonna look everywhere on this planet for him. So we gotta get out of here. Who knows if they even know that we're connected to him? And he's trying to help us by running on his own. So let's make sure that sacrifice isn't in vain. Let's get the fuck out of here, is what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. I wipe all the history and my hand stuff and leave the data pad somewhere in the trash.
Nice.
Drax is just inspired by Shi'bal's noble speech.
It's the whiskey talking.
And it is moved to like make haste towards the ship. For Dex.
For Dex. We can't help them standing around the street with Imperial patrols coming after us.
Yeah. So you guys are generally able to figure out. I mean, that you can probably get to your ship without too much trouble from this point. Providing you don't run into anybody too ridiculous, you're generally on a straight run now to your ship. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to do on this planet before you make your run to the ship?
Is there anything else we need from the market? Looks like nobody's here. Any supplies you guys want to get? Some fruit juice? Some random electronics?
And an apple.
Yeah. Some etched porn? I don't know. It's all here. No? All right. Let's go to the ship.
All right.
Yeah, I'm assuming like all the essentials we've taken care of while we've been around. So
Yeah, we're fueled up.
So it's a straight run to your ship. You guys are able to get there without any problems. They're in communicating with the spaceport. There's no restrictions, no travel requirements or anything like that. Like it literally seems like the patrol that you guys just bounced from was a pretty standard thing. They weren't specifically looking for anything that you're apparently affiliated with, and it was just kind of a, maybe a spook for you guys, but it was, generally just a procedural thing they do.
Or they think we're going to lead them right to him. I've been hanging around Sector Merrick too long. I know how these Imperials operate. Can't trust them. Even when they disappear, you can't trust them. They're always around.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here. So where are we going to go? So what'd you find out on that data pad? Is there anywhere that he's likely to run to where they're not looking for him?
Any information like that would have been part of the redacted, and the redaction is literally the information is not there. It's not like you can search for it and pull it out. It's just not there.
Well, I'm kind of leading. It's a leading question to the part that I'm not sure if Harrison shared with us or not. That the searches are only in the mid and core worlds, they're not in the outer rim. But he didn't actually tell us that, so I have to kind of like draw it out of him.
No, I relay all the information directly. I always. That's my basic info.
It's basically just to rat whatever possible.
Look at problem. Because I don't know how to use the information. That's your guys' job. I just get it. Right.
Yeah, as we were talking about going to Outer Rim anyway, seems like a good destination to head off to. Also, Drax would sort of say to Shi'bal, that com deck's left. Turn it off, kill it.
Yeah, Harrison's got it.
Harrison's got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Flush
it out the airlock.
No, we can just kill it. So there's no like thing. We might need it later on, sort of, because there was a tracking device in it. He said he can track to it. So like, if we need to make contact, maybe we could put it on later. But for now, let's black it out.
Okay, so looks like he'll put his gun away then, because when you said kill it, he was like, he put it on the ground and he was about to shoot it with his blaster. So I was like, oh, okay, oh, yeah, I see. Just hand it back to Harrison. Holster Mary.
Nice.
All right, so Outer Rim it is. Looks like we're going to that black market after all. We'll try to get rid of this shipment before any more
So
comes down on us.
First instinct that you would have is to a location where someone might offload a large shipment like this.
And we want to find information about like where he might run to.
Your first thought would be Ryloth.
Oh, Ryloth.
Because again, your familiarity with it makes it a pretty realistic option.
Oh yeah, I had some good times there, boys. And if we could offload this shipment, I can show you guys a nice little tour of Ryloth for sure. Let's put it that way.
Drax, been slightly cynical, would be like, so Mr. Shi'bal, will you be getting a warm reception back in Ryloth?
I think so. To be honest, I don't remember much of what happened there. I think I was high like pretty much 99% of the time until that one morning when we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
It might not matter. We'll cross that bridge if we come to it.
Cool. So are we back at the ship now? Did we make it back?
Yeah, you guys are in the ship and you've been cleared to take off.
Cool. So I guess I'd ask Jones to put in some coordinates. do a bit of astrogen stuff, and I'd be firing up for all the subsystems and all that kind of stuff, doing the checks.
Yeah. So as an interesting point of information about Ryloth, just as I give you a kind of background that you generally know from your computers or whatever you're into, you know that Ryloth is the homeworld of the Twi'leks. And normally that would seem like a really strange thing for Ryloth to be a hub of any kind of black market. However, what's kind of not in the books, but at the same time under the information, and probably Sekkiya knows, is that the kind of modern Twi'lek society has been changing a little bit more to be more open to enterprise. So there are some kind of big dealers, big players who are starting to make themselves known in Ryloth as individuals who want to kind of expand the Twi'lek power into the galaxy.
A lot of slavery.
Yeah.
A lot of slavery going on in Ryloth.
So you guys kind of get underway, and you know this trip from the Midworld to Ryloth is probably going to take you guys about a week and a half to get there at your general cruising speed. There are, a few planets here and there along the way, but is there anywhere you want to stop or anything you need to do prior to your arrival in Ryloth?
Fix my fingers.
Yeah, that's a matter of time. You've got
Yes.
enough of the Bacta on board that by the time you reach Ryloth, you'll be healed up.
I'm basically just going to double check that our calculations and our operation of extracting a small, minuscule percentage from every unit has resulted in my own personal stash, which I'll have locked into my quarters. And I'll prepare the what we're going to sell, the products for sale. I'll just prepare that, package it all up, lock it up in its crate,
Yeah.
and get it ready to move when the time comes.
Yeah. Why don't you give me an underworld on that one from Sekkiya?
Underworld?
Yeah, make
What
sure that
specific?
you're able to like the intelligence underworld, make sure that you're able to do this in such a way that even the deepest underworld people are not going to notice without like a super set of scales, that kind of stuff.
Can I use my skullduggery instead? Because it's really like a cunning. It's a
Yeah,
cunning
I'll
thing.
allow that. I'll allow that. Yeah.
More than intelligent. It's not a very intelligent thing to do. It's more like a sneaky cunning thing to do.
Go play.
Okay, and I'm gonna flip for this just for fun,
All right.
because I don't think we want any more problems. Okay, what's the difficulty, Ryan?
It's just gonna be we're gonna do it hard just to make sure, because it's not an easy thing you're doing, right? You are.
Alright, I'm skimming from the top, yeah. Dealing with professionals. Okay, let me just double check, because in case this goes very badly. Okay, here we go. Any boosts for this, for having done this before?
No.
Okay. 2 advantages, so I don't really know what that means. Like, maybe I know that, I know it's not perfect. I can tell it's not perfect. But the advantage is...
It will require an investigation specifically into it in order to...
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Is like, I know it's not perfect, but they'd have to specifically investigate that or look for it. It's not something a casual observer would notice.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Okay.
As a suggestion, maybe just while we're in transit, Drax asks if it would be possible, or if you know of any kind of places that we could sort of stop off on the way to do a couple of little mods to the ship, maybe putting in a little hidden compartment of some sort, as we're running quite a lot of spice, and we're trying to get through. Because Drax is he's done transporting before, but he hasn't been like an out-and-out smuggler, especially with this kind of product.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a little bit cautious about it more.
Nervous?
Yeah. You mean like he's worked hard to get the ship and all that stuff, so he's getting a little bit twitchy about having this level of contraband in there. And it's a fairly smallish crate, so if there's a place a little port on the way we can call in at, maybe get a little bit of modding on the ship.
Yep, that's possible.
Don't be too nervous. I mean, yeah, sure, we can always have upgrades to the ship, but when I was on Ryloth, I met this Nautilin, and he said he ran a blockade when he got there. So if he can do it, I'm sure we can. I don't think there's any blockades anymore. Should
Yeah.
be smooth sailing to Ryloth.
Okay. So Drax will just keep that in his back of his mind for later. But yeah. Okay. If we don't know, one of his minds for later.
Yeah, back in one.
But yeah. So we'll sort of yeah. Cool. So yeah,
Alright,
if it's nowhere obvious on the way, then yeah, we'll head on.
Again, it wouldn't be too much of a difficulty to make a stop at Sluis Van, which is the homeworld of Sluisi, which are the mechanically superior.
The snake guys?
Yeah, the snake guys.
Okay.
Yeah. If you wanted to do so, it would probably add a few days to your trip. Basically, though, like no matter how you guys plot this, I mean, you're going to have to end up with probably like using basically 2 or 3 different hyperlanes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm
So
fine.
it is,
I'm fine to
it is
stop on the
possible
way.
to make a stop if you want to do so.
Cool. In that case, if it was sort of came up in conversation that there was a Sluicy stop where we could do it, sort of Drax he nods approvingly at that because he knows they do good work.
Yeah, like it's pretty easy that you could, not even necessarily their home world, but some of their outliers, they'll have stations set up and things like that, so it wouldn't be too difficult to do.
Cool. Yeah.
Workshops.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that. And Drax has also still got his deed to a droid.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, well, we're missing a man at the moment. A little bit of extra security wouldn't go amiss either.
Nice.
Smart idea. I like it.
And do these people also sell those
Artificial hands.
No,
Prosthetic limbs.
yeah, just the what's called to
Cybernetic?
modify your brain and this kind of stuff and be quicker.
Yes,
Oh, cybernetics.
Cybernetics.
Yeah, that kind of stuff you have to be pretty specific to an area to get to.
Okay.
It's not stuff that's just laying around in the outer rim, that's for sure.
I don't think you can go over 8 on those either.
7's already good for me.
I was joking. I think it's usually 6 for those.
Nice. So, how much detail do you want to get into on your modifications and droid?
Just a quick stop and hop, really.
Okay. So yeah, there's a small shadow port that you guys are able to kind of jump into without too much difficulty. It takes you, again, as I said, maybe 2 or 3 extra days to stop off at this shadow port. And there's a mechanic there. He's a Sluicy guy, and basically he's got skills to pay the bills. I mean, he is going to charge you about 6,000 credits for what you're looking for.
Cool. But I've only got 2.5 at the minute. 3. Can I take what's the name to get debt?
Sorry?
Obligation? No, what's it called?
Oh yeah, obligation.
Yeah.
You want to take a loan out from the loan sharks?
17. Oh wait, did Dex take his money before he left?
It's a good question. Did Dex take his money? Dex is nodding.
Of course Dex took his money.
Nice.
Sekkiya gave his money to Maraga. Maybe
Yeah,
Harrison has some money?
And Harrison Jones is remaining completely silent.
It's all safely hidden somewhere, but I've got it. I need this.
Saving up for that cyber.
Saving up for that thing to get me to 7 intelligence. Somehow, someday.
Nice.
Can I take 5? I've taken down my, what's it called? Obligation?
Yeah.
Yeah, obligation. I've taken that down before by 3 and 2.
Yeah, I'll just put you up by 2 because you're asking for a pretty small amount of money. You're not asking for very much at all.
Cool.
Yeah. So he tells you that you got a couple of options in terms of the thing, like you go through all the paperwork and you set up all the terms and the agreements and whatnot, and basically you basically got like 3 months to return back what you've borrowed plus 10% interest.
Okay.
Wow, just 10? Those guys are great.
Yeah, these guys know, again, it's their tech, so if they want it to stop, they know how to make it happen. They know that they're putting in illicit goods into your ship.
Mm-hmm.
And they know who to call if you don't pay the debt, right?
Yeah.
They're not stupid.
Yeah, so it's
And
3.
the Shadowport mechanic does kind of note as he's doing these repairs, and you're getting this new security droid. And he says, "I do take trade." And he points to your security droid.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking that as well when I was kind of doing it. What's the
It's
security
totally up to
droid?
you.
What's the security droid like? Have you got any?
Yeah, the basics
thing-
of it are it's got 2 brawn, 2 agility, 1 intellect, 2 cunning, 1 will, 1 presence, 5 soak, 14 threshold, range light 3, vigilance 3. It's got a built-in blaster pistol and a snare launcher.
Cool. Well, Drax is like, well, we kind of need this little fella to take care of some business at the moment, but
You can see that the mechanic is not caring really one way or the other. He's happy with the dead or he's happy with the droid.
yeah. So I'll take the debt, but I'll keep the droid for now, and maybe trade him in later if he's still alive.
There it is. All right.
Out of
So,
curiosity, how much is
yeah.
with the droid? How much would he offer for the droid?
Let's find it real quick.
I might just end up being like, fuck it, I'll sell him and buy a bigger gun. Put a battering ram on the ship instead or something.
You don't remember the page by chance, do you, Dev?
What is it?
For the droids? Just off the top of your head.
Player characters or purchasing droids?
Purchasing. I remember we talked about this before, but I can't remember where we saw. It's not under actually droid.
It's cool. We can sort that one later. I'll hang on to the droid for now, because can he look like a HK-47 unit from Knights of the Old Republic?
Sure. Generally, just to give you a sense of it, that's what they normally look like.
Okay, yeah, that's.
But yeah, you can have a modified version with it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys make that quick stop there. You get yourselves topped up with fuel and whatnot. Maybe a few more supplies to, so you're not eating your shoes, things like that. And you make your way fairly peacefully to the outer kind of atmosphere of Ryloth.
One more question on the storage, the sneaky storage compartment. What was its capacity?
Capacity is. How does that work with the ships? I think it's like a number, right? Just double check. I think you got a capacity right now. What is it? Sorry to the viewers, it's been a while. That was on that ship.
You mean like storage capacity for the ship?
Yeah, because there's
It's
a number.
just a number.
Yeah,
like
it's like
100, 1,000.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what your ship has right now.
Hang on, I can find it.
I guess we can sort that
So I'm
later.
pretty sure that it adds like 10 or 15 to it, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll figure that out as we go. Or if anybody has it in comments, they can let us know as well. Yeah, excellent.
We have an encumbrance of 80 capacity.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, so you can, by putting that in, you technically drop by 10, but you have, So your actual capacity now is 70, but you've got 10 of this illicit space.
Cool. Sweet.
Awesome.
Excellent. So as I said,
Drax in there
I would hope so.
right away.
Yeah, if we go in, there's like a sound system and some fucking pageantry and an Xbox. Gonna be pissed. Get that shit out of here. This fucking beanbag come from? Get it out.
Nice. Yeah. So you guys pull yourselves kind of out of hyperspace there, and nearby the planet of Ryloth, and you look down basically on this world. And Sekkiya, maybe you want to give a little kind of introduction to what it was like, or what you saw, or what you felt getting or leaving there, that kind of thing.
Well, as we jump out of hyperspace and we come into the general approach of Ryloth, and he sees it ahead of the ship, and he sees the dusty brown planet with the atmosphere moving around, and there's a lot of storms on Ryloth, and it's basically essentially a desert planet for the most part. So it's brown, and there's lots of atmosphere moving around for those storms and everything. But he just he's pretty quiet at first. Like he went right up to the cockpit, and he's really excited to see it. And he just pauses in thought as it's approaching, and he thinks back to all the things that he went through there, and he actually just starts kind of grinning because he didn't really have any bad times there, and from what he can remember, he's pretty much happy to go back. He did leave rather suddenly, but that's another story, and he's not too concerned about it.
Nice. Now, one thing that you guys should know, if Sekkiya has or hasn't told you, is that one side of the planet of Ryloth always faces the sun, and the other side always faces the dark. So there's literally like a day-night in perpetuity on the planet.
I'm going to have to read up on Ryloth a bit more.
The bright
I wasn't
lands,
expecting that.
nice. The bright lands are the one side, and the night lands are the other side.
Mhm.
So as you can imagine, there's cultural things that work into that as well.
So I'm gonna clap the two guys on the shoulder, and Drax is in the pilot seat, and Harrison is probably dealing with the astrogation and stuff like that as we exit hyperspace. And I'm just gonna clap both of them on the shoulders. I'm standing behind them, just be like, "Well, gentlemen, if it's time to lay low, this is the best place in the galaxy to do it. Let me tell you, we're in for some good times here, and yeah, we can lay low here for a while if we sell what's on our ship. I know because I did it, and we'll have a good time doing it."
Cool.
Now, one more point is, do you guys know about the major export of Ryloth?
No.
The
Slaves?
Rill? Yeah, well, that's
Well, besides slaves.
yeah, Rill. It's a potent kind of spice as well, and that's kind of why there's another market for the other versions as well. But basically, yeah, like you find this Rill in blooms, and so it's another form of what Sekkiya is really into. So.
What kind of a drug
It's got a
is
healthy
real?
black market.
Like I'm assuming it's some
spice
kind
as
of
well.
stimulant. Oh, it's just a
Yeah.
type of stuff.
It's a more mellow spice, though, isn't it?
I'm not sure about that, truth be told. But again, I know that there is a healthy black market there with crime lords and slavers.
Oh yeah, it causes hallucinations and memory loss. So that's why Sekkiya doesn't remember anything that happened on Ryloth.
There it is. Yeah, Ryloth.
And he's not even sure what he remembers actually happened either.
Yeah. Hey, like all these contacts you might have,
Yeah.
it's like a potted plant, and a traffic cone.
Think of it like it's also used for painkillers and anesthetics and stuff. So it has some qualities for making you mellow and subduing you and feeling no pain kind of thing. And yeah, so it's very abundant there, and we'll have no trouble getting our hands on some. Just saying.
Right.
If we get a little bit tense, Captain, if we're feeling a little bit tense, we can hook you up with some real. Calm me right down.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Drax is just kind of like focused on his flying, but again, like one eye kind of revolves around to you and just like winks.
Nice. You hear over the comms, there's a general broadcast coming from planet side. This is Ryloth Security Forces. You are now approaching Ryloth. And it gives out a kind of series of coordinates and says, please note your destination in your ship's computer and transmit it to Ryloth Security.
Well, I guess we're going to Leslie, right? The capital.
Makes sense. It's up to you.
Well, what do you guys want to do? You want to disappear in the big city, or do you want to go hang out at one of the resorts? I know some quality resort locations we can just kind of disappear into as well.
Drax is just like, yeah, as long as we've got a secure dock, I think off the main grid would be better.
Either way, it's fine.
Let's go to Kaloon.
Okay.
I just pulled that name out. I don't know if this would go or not. I don't know. I'm just gonna say like I know a resort that's near Kowloon. Sorry, like for the real Star Wars hardcore people out there that actually know something about that place. If we got it wrong, we're just winging it at this point.
It's all good. It's all good. Remember, it's all about the fun, not the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys receive permission from the Ryloth security forces to make your way there. The Ryloth security forces actually connects your computer as well to the resort's computer. So you can now make reservations and whatnot.
Yeah, and whatnot. Yes, please.
There's a bit of an Ewok-y sound coming from there.
Like, it's like when you're like without Wi-Fi for a long time or without internet, and suddenly you're connected again. Like, okay, let's fucking go.
Yeah. Apparently, people when they lose the internet, they do experience emotional loss, like bereavement.
So I'll tell Harrison, check out a place called Crystal Sands. I've been there before. The service is excellent.
I get us a room.
Nice.
So I get us the best room. That's what I'm saying.
Get us a suite, man.
So you're gonna hack the.
Oh yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna flip.
Crystal Sands Resort. That's where we're going.
So I'm flipping. Oh wait, I flipped the wrong. No, I.
That's right. So now you're looking at making this an undetectable intrusion.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go with hard, because again, you're trying to do this. And we'll do... Actually, no, let's go with the hard on that.
Okay, so I get one more yellow because I'm...
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of my greens gets converted to yellow. Okay, that's
Yeah.
What, okay. And hard means 3 purple.
Correct.
Okay, just to... There we go.
Nice. So you're typing in here, and you're seeing, like, VIP access, open
The guest list. And I got us the free porn from the TVs, of course.
Yeah, free pay-per-views.
I'll just be like, oh, we don't need that. Trust me. I'll just make a couple calls, and we'll get some room service.
And we got the free mini bar.
Yeah, that we need.
So as you're kind of finishing up your reservation, just as you're kind of typing in the last codes for things, you see this kind of almost like a switch go, and suddenly downgrades are starting to happen on your screen. Like you'll see, presidential suite, it goes, ocean view suite, it goes, river view suite, it's just like, each suite, of course.
Economy room.
Yeah. And then, so why don't you do a perception check real quick?
Sure. Oh god.
Just against 2.
What the hell's going on, man? We're here for a good time.
I'm flipping again.
Not a basement room.
Fuck this. So it's 2 yellow. Oh, there we go. Whew.
All right. So you successfully see what's going on, and what's happening is there's a subscript coming through your data pad, and you find it pretty quickly, and it says, basically, it's like a tag that says, interfering with possible criminal, Maraga criminal connections. Access denied. So something either in this area of Ryloth or in this particular hotel or something's going on that's tripped a sensor in a Maraga network. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something specifically that Maraga's like, nope, X on what you're doing, but somehow, like, whatever worm has been put into your tablet has a general security function to make sure you can't fuck with anything that Maraga has interest in.
Okay. Can I use my
though? Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, first of all, he doesn't notice it. Basically, it doesn't like I see this subscript happening and I like interrupt it from at least sending the notice out. So.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
it doesn't get reported.
You just feel a couple of your fingers going, ow!
Like the flashback. My hand.
Phantom pains, yeah.
And then I guess if it's still possible, I would like to find out why. Like, why is it? How is the connection? Or how's the
Okay, so yeah, you look kind of a little deeper through both the system that you're kind of attached to here, and the general systems of these different hotels, and you see that that almost all of these hotels and resorts in the area, Maraga has kind of a between a 2 and 10% interest ownership in all of these places.
Invested,
and the
okay.
ones like the area that you're looking at, and you probably look over at Sekkiya, and you quickly see the connection between this whole drug world thing and the fact that he's telling you to go to these places and stuff like that. And you realize that there's probably a pretty obvious connection now between this whole whole thing here.
Drug stuff. Yep. Ooh. Okay, then I guess I tell the others. Yeah. Guess this all owned partly by Maraga, so.
Yeah,
I'm out.
This might be where I sold my last shipment, and it might have created a bit of a local demand. And I think someone might have stepped in after that and supplied that demand after I left. So we might want to go somewhere else. So, and I'll look at the astrogation chart. How about Ronshu? Ronshu looks good this time of year.
You just see the ship do this kind of U-turn in space.
It's like, nope.
We'll be going to the Twilight Sands instead of the Crystal Sands.
Is it a chain? Drax.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Sorry, it's a Ryloth chain.
How about we
It's
just
not a
pay for
Maraga
it
chain.
tonight?
Yeah, would it be possible for me to find out if there's a place not owned by Maraga?
Yeah, it wouldn't be that difficult for you to do, really. The fact that you're already in the registration system for these hotels, and it's not that much of a difficulty to kind of get access to business data, really, is what it comes down to. The fact that you've seen a number of the shell corporations that already exist, in your things. So just give me a just to make, because you got to make the roll, and there's a chance you'll fail, but not likely. Just give me a standard check 2, and you'll get 2 boosts as well, because again, the information is already there.
Boost gives me
2 more blue dice.
Okay. Yeah, this shouldn't. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
it's quite simple for you to basically, you pull up this new data chart and map out where all these relationships of companies and stuff are, and you're able to kind of come up with about 6 or 7 different locations of these resorts that don't have a Maraga direct influence on them. And there's nothing that makes them any different from these other ones too. It's a pretty standard kind of setup for all these different places. People that come to Ryloth have a generally specific pattern of what they're looking for in leisure.
Similar to Sekkiya's.
Yeah, and most of the places provide all the same services and all the same material goods.
Then let me get us a room.
Sweet.
Yeah. So again, we'll just do one last roll for it to make sure it goes through. But you're going to do an intrusion again, so it'll be the hard. It'll be the 3, and that's usually 4.
There we go. Ooh.
Okay, so you're successfully, you get it all done, and the threats, I will not tell you what they are.
Is it going to be like the shower goes hot really suddenly?
Yeah, no water pressure at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. No.
Yeah, the water's cold by the time it gets to your
They don't have all the sports channels, so you got to pay extra for that.
Instead of 6 girls, they only send us 4.
And the turn down service is every 4 days instead of every 2. They don't give you new sheets and towels for a couple of days.
Oh, the breakfast
you don't
is
see
not
the minibar
included.
price list that you're checking out, and you just
The breakfast bar is really just 2 kinds of cereal, and they're both the kinds that you hate.
Oh.
You know how that is. That's the worst. It's continental breakfast, but not really.
Yeah. It's just cheese slices. Come on,
Yeah.
man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, let's say it's Western breakfast, but British. No.
Just sausages and sweaty eggs.
Oh.
Nice. There it is. Very nice. So you guys make your kind of new astrogation, which I guess technically wouldn't even be astrogation, but your new kind of
Like Pat.
GPS
Navigation.
coordinates. Yeah, there it is.
Piloting planetary.
And
Maybe.
make your way over to this area. And the location is kind of sitting almost on the edge of where the day and night cycle is.
That's why it's called Twilight Sands Resort.
Yeah,
It's
what's interesting
perpetual,
about it is-
beautiful sunset.
Yeah, and what's kind of cool is the location that you're actually on is on like a slight like kind of 1 to 2 degree wobble where it is. So you've got kind of a little bit more sun, a little bit more dark kind of as it goes. So it keeps it at a pretty good temperature, which is an unusually hard thing to find on Ryloth.
Nice.
So we're gonna let the ship land without too many difficulties. We got the captain at the wheel. Pretty reliable guy, all things considered.
I picture this like kind of like a really posh Middle East hotel.
Yeah, think of it like Dubai. Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do
exactly like Dubai, where it's just like it's all built in, it's like sand all around and everything, but there's like fountains and
Yeah.
gold everywhere and lots of bling.
Even the bus
Strangely.
stops have aircon.
Lots of Twilight women that are wearing like, just
True
sheer
story, man.
silk and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Sounds pretty much about exactly as they were all imagining for that scenario.
That's what
So
I think.
you land, based on Harrison's abilities there, you land in this kind of VIP access only. And what's kind of funny is that all the ships nearby you are all these like massive space yachts like Maraga had in this other place. And you guys kind of floated up.
With our freighter, our science freighter.
Yeah, yeah, but you know, like Harrison had dumped in some data about you guys as well, so that the the staff has the information they need. And so once you
Maybe
guys
he's
land,
famous. Maybe you put in Harrison that you're a famous archaeologist. And,
No.
No?
Oh no. I stay undercover.
Okay. Hopefully it's not me that's famous.
nice.
I'm already famous here.
We have a famous horse
Drax-
singer with us.
Yeah, no, Drax is a famous killer.
Nice. You're
Roll
missing
down the
your
red
face
carpet.
index there.
Mm.
So the ramp kind of comes down on the back end of your freighter, and lined up is a line of about 10 people on these beautiful robes, and they've basically got the red carpet laid out for you. At the base of the ship is a steward, and he says, "Oh, welcome, my esteemed lords, to the planet of Ryloth. Your stay here will hopefully be as magical as you desire. Please follow me while I lead you to your room. Any luggage leave behind." And he kind of gives a circle motion for the others. They will manage it for you.
Or do the hand clap like?
Oh, we're not so pedestrian as to have luggage. We expect to be properly outfitted with your facilities.
He kind of looks down at your jacket with the blood holes and everything. It is an interesting style you have chosen this afternoon. It's
Like we just came
You know
from
how
a movie
very,
set.
very retro.
Sometimes I like to mingle with the little people, but don't misunderstand. I'm quite familiar with
So
your
we came from a movie set. This is all part of the decorum.
Nice.
Do you have
Why don't
anywhere you
give me
can
a
dig
deception check?
Actually, yeah, can we have that? Can we retcon that? Are we in as movie stars then?
Sure.
That should actually be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that'd be good. I like that.
So Harrison Jones, you're a famous treasure hunter.
Yes. Yes.
In a movie.
And I'll be a famous gunslinger in my movie.
Nice.
How about Drax? What's
Big
the
horse.
He's the horse for you.
I ride into town on.
Drax is just all porn.
Okay, there you go. You're a porn star.
I'll just be an action guy in it. That's his thing.
Nice. You should have gone with the porn thing. You're into Twi'leks.
Yeah, you're a porn star.
Oh no, okay. Drax is a porn star. Yeah, we'll go for that one then.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
So yeah, you can see that the steward is kind of reconciling the information that he's received about you, and trying to anticipate your needs, kind of thing. And you mean like he's got like a lineup of women, and he's kind of generally motioning the captain towards them, though it seems perhaps like Sekkiya is the one who's paying them more attention, kind of thing.
Sekkiya will automatically point out the pink one, and he'll just wave her over.
Nice. She falls into line and follows.
And then he'll take another pink one.
Drax wants to do the classic you, and you, and you, and you. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. It's been a long trip. I'm a little tired.
Nice. The best part is by about the third, their eyes start getting bigger, and then the fourth, their eyes get bigger, and the fifth, their eyes get bigger.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah. A little bit of terror happening there. Yeah.
Sekkiya's just got one on each side. That's good enough for him.
Nice. And then, so the steward, he kind of motions for you guys to make your way into the hotel. And so from the spaceport, basically you have, like most of them, you have that kind of long Duracrete kind of runway-ish thing, which leads you into kind of a hub. But this hub is literally the resort itself. I mean, this is a private thing, and you don't have to go through any security and all that kind of stuff. You just literally go out right into the thing. It takes you to a lift, and the lift takes you, of course, to the highest floor. The highest floor.
Still in work, Harrison.
Yeah.
I like your style.
So as the doors open, the only thing that's not glass that you can see around you is the actual space of the lift. Everywhere else in 360 degrees around that is all glass. And you can see, again, like the dark and light line basically wavers over the top of your roof. So you've got this one side of the room where it's all bright, sunshiny, and the other side of the room which is dark, and you've got the kind of twilights in the middle. Where you guys
it's like a sunset right at the edge.
Yeah, and
Drax is like.
Go ahead.
Drax is just maybe said to Shi'bal, it's just like, yeah, I can. He's got his arms right, like three girls on each side, just stretching himself out. It's just like, I can see how you lost a couple of years here, mate.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started. This is day one.
Nice.
Just wait till we get settled in, my friend. I'll get you hooked up.
I directly searched the room for like hidden security cameras, whatever, listening devices, everything. I get out the whole kit, like nope.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for that, but none of that is going to exist. Like, this is the highest of the highest security that's available, and privacy that's available to individuals on Ryloth.
If you check in for listening cameras, checking for listening cameras and sound devices, Drax is like, yeah, no freebies, and just pats his cock.
Nice.
Nice. So the layout of this area is basically there's a big circle of what would be like common space. So there's like
and there's a big fountain in the center.
Well, there's
like sofa lounges like around it, and there's like en suites into the rooms attached.
Yeah. So there's the nice part too is again there's probably about 6 different rooms that are available. 3 of them on the light side, 3 of them on the dark side. And so he explains to you that basically you can choose, do you want the daylight view, the nighttime view, switch it up, do whatever you want, kind of thing. This whole space is yours for the duration of your stay. And he doesn't make any mention of any money. He doesn't make any mention of cost. He doesn't make any mention of how long you guys are here. He just says, and you will see the personal comm devices, and he points to a kind of a platter that's laid down on the table that is available to contact me at any time, day or night, for any services you may require.
Drax orders 2 bales of hay, your saddle, stirrups, and a harness.
Sekkiya orders
and a video camera.
Yeah, a video camera, and a nose bag of the good stuff.
Yeah, Sekkiya orders the party package. He'll call it the welcome package, and it should include all the things that he wants.
Nice.
Drax also orders 3 liters of baby oil and 100 balloons.
And on that note, we're going to stop for the evening.
and there's a Star Wars screen wipe as everybody starts to
honestly, I
get
think
high,
we're
get
going a lot
drunk,
more than
and
the
go into
screen
different
was.
rooms.
Now I'm getting creative.
Yeah.
Should have ordered 99 Luftballons.
All right, nice. So I think that's
Awesome.
a nice introduction to get us underway here, and we're going to find out what happens on Ryloth with these kids and their dangerous goods, and as well as maybe we'll find out a little bit more about Mr. Dex Mardin in the time to come.
Yeah, for sure. We gotta figure out what he's doing. And
So for everybody that's just started with this episode, I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And for everybody who's continued to follow on from the first set of the campaign there, we thank you very much for your time. Have a good night.
we'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you everyone for watching.
Take care.
Okay, guys.
Bye.